Welcome back to another videos. Join us for the latest news, insights, and updates on the Iraqi dinar. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's explore the world of the Iraqi dinar together. To address the question of whether US sanctions on certain Iraqi banks might continue or change under a hypothetical Trump administration, several factors need consideration. The background involves sanctions currently imposed on Iraqi banks, largely due to concerns over money laundering, corruption, and ties to Iran. These sanctions have significant effects on Iraq's banking sector, restricting access to the US dollar, impeding Iraq's ability to maintain economic stability, and constraining the country's financial integration with international markets. A Trump administration, given his previous policies and stance on Iran, might continue or even intensify sanctions related to Iraqi banks tied to Iranian interests. Trump's past administration took a hard stance against Iran, exiting the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, and imposing sanctions intended to limit Iran's economic power. His administration could view Iraqi banks with Iranian affiliations as possible extensions of Iranian influence, posing perceived security risks. Therefore, maintaining sanctions on Iraqi financial institutions with alleged connections to Iran would likely align with a potential Trump administration's policy approach. The hypothetical continuation of sanctions could shape Iraq's economy significantly, especially at a time when Iraq is attempting to reform its banking sector and establish greater autonomy in its financial dealings. If these sanctions remain in place, Iraq would face ongoing barriers in its attempts to stabilize and strengthen its currency, attract international investment, and further its broader economic reforms. The Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, has been working toward these goals, aiming to improve transparency, adopt international financial standards, and reduce dependency on US dollars to facilitate smoother operations for foreign exchange and international trade. However, with a potential Trump administration imposing a more hawkish approach, these efforts might encounter setbacks, as restrictions on dollar access could constrain the CBI's ability to stabilize the Iraqi dinar. Given the complexity of Iraq's economic reforms, which aim to move beyond dollar dependency, any continuation of sanctions could hinder the CBI's ambition to stabilize its currency and reach international markets. If Trump's policies were to continue restricting certain banks, Iraq might be forced to pursue alternative economic partnerships outside of the US, potentially deepening ties with regional allies and increasing trade in non-USD currencies. This shift could, over time, lessen the leverage that US sanctions currently exert, but it would also present immediate challenges, as Iraq's economy remains tightly linked to the dollar. In addition, IMF consultations and Article 4 evaluations, which assess Iraq's economic policies, are likely to emphasize the importance of regulatory reforms and transparency in Iraq's banking sector, especially if sanctions continue. Such evaluations encourage Iraq to curb money laundering and meet international standards, which could help counterbalance the restrictions imposed by US sanctions. The IMF's recommendations could guide Iraq towards stabilizing its financial environment, potentially improving its reputation with international investors. However, Iraq's dependence on US financial networks means that these internal reforms may have limited effects if access to the US dollar remains constrained. If a future Trump administration maintains or intensifies sanctions, Iraq will likely face an uphill battle in its reform process. Thanks for watching Iraqi Dinar. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and share our videos. Your support keeps our channel going. Stay curious, and see you in the next one.